everyone. The journey recharges, turns off, energizes, and inspires. I've been thinking about this video for a long time, but somehow I've never been able to pat it perfectly. 3 years ago, I found an opportunity within which I spent 3 weeks in England through that I went to work for the most part, but I felt so good. I felt so liberated, as if I hadn't been myself completely by then. In a word, it was liberating to break out of everyday life. I want to show you the freedom that travel means to me. I want to work to show the beauties of the world to my audience from my point of view. That is why I want to get to places like Norway right now, Odda and surroundings, and Finland, Turku, Rovaniemi and Oulu. Since my childhood, I have longed for the Nordic countries, Finland, Norway and Denmark. At first, it was just a Finnish country, the Nordic country I wanted to get to anyway, and that was the music for one reason only. And what even opened my eyes is the Heavy Tour movie. My trip to Norway was inspired by a Netflix series and my immense passion for Vikings and history. And I chose Denmark because my favorite story from Andersen is a unshakable lead soldier. I would like to go hiking, taste local food, specialties, or try anywhere, or even extreme programs. I want to soak up the atmosphere and culture. I want to make new acquaintances. According to my plans, the first step on my trip to Finland would be Rovaniemi. In essence, I would focus on the topic of Santa Claus, such as Santa's village, reindeer sleigh, and reindeer farm. And since I think quite a few of me are a dog fan, I would also visit a husky farm, or to stay with the team, I would even watch a reindeer race, but it depends on which season I will be able to travel. What is still unmissable for me is the Lordi Square, because it is really important to me, because the Lordi is the first and so far unbeaten in Finland to win Eurovision. And what is still unmissable because of the vibe is the Lumberjacks Canley Bridge. My 2 other destinations in the country are Oulu and Turku. The sites I plan to visit are Oulu and Turku castles and the Turkansaari Museum, because I have always been interested in Finnish culture, history and local customs, and I am immeasurably passionate about castles and chateaux. I envisage spending 2-3 days in each city. Now let's move on to the next country and cities that are nothing but Norway, including Oslo and Odda and its surroundings. I tried to collect the museums and buildings that would interest my followers and me. These include the Royal Palace, the Opera House, the Museum of Natural History, and the Botanical Gardens, and the Viking Museum, which is simply a must-see for me. And I also chose two museums that seem interesting. One is the Halmenkorn Sky Museum and Tower, and the other is the Science and Technology Museum. In Odda, I would like to explore the city itself or a part of the Jotunheimen Mountains, and I would definitely like to get to the Trolltange. And at the end, I left the destination I thought of in Copenhagen. I built my itinerary here mostly on the Andersen theme. I plan to visit the Andersen Museum not far from the city and the Little Mermaid statue. For the second day, I planned to visit to the castle and a little sightseeing at Nihan. I would definitely choose an authentic place for accommodation if you can. I want to have an experience, an adventure that I can say, hey, I did it. The trip gives me the extra confidence I would even travel I miss in my life. I would even travel around the world if I had the opportunity. I realized that I want to live my life, not just to exist and disappear. As this dream could not come about on its own, I would like to find supporters and sponsors. I would even be open to long-term cooperation. I would like to feel for a 5 minutes that once and for all exceptionally something comes together that can make my dream come true. I sincerely thank everyone who watched this video. All further information can be found below the video in the description.